Welcome to HF Viking Garden. Usually we have a garden training session, but seeing as we're still in the middle of a pandemic and have social distancing, we thought we should make a video so you guys could get a look at what the jobs that need to be done and what is already planted here. So come take a look. So here's the shed. When you come in, come this way. The NHS log is here, so you just write your name and you can add your hours every single time you're here and the date. You only need one sheet, and then you can turn this in at the end and we'll sign it for your NHS hours. So the clipboard is here. There is a checklist of things to do. We will revise it and it will be here the next time you come. But this will kind of help you know exactly what to do when you come to the garden, what is expected of you, and kind of a record of exactly what you did when you were here. We also have a binder of all the plants that have been planted. It has the seed packets in it. Oops. So it has the information for harvest date, all the information of like thinning and what else? Just everything you need to know about the seeds that are planted here. So this is in the binder here. You have gloves, hand tools, bigger tools, everything is in this space for you. Also, we will have a map of the garden of everything that is planted, and that will be here to look at also. So let's go take a look at the beds. Oh, first behind you, this is two different kinds of mint. This is mountain mint. It's one of the best pollinator plants you can have in the garden. This is really not edible, it's ornamental. This one is spearmint, so please make sure you smell it, take a cutting of it, use it for teas, lemonade, ice, yeah, anything like that. Also, we have a lot of weeds in our mulch. So when you're here, if you could pull any of these weeds, this would be great to take care of. All right, here's our first bed. This is a lettuce that's planted here. It needs to be thinned to 4 inches spacing so they can grow to size. So all you do for thinning is just pull one of these out, and it doesn't have to be in a row or anything, just about 4 inches apart would be great. But it's coming up nicely. We have walking onions throughout the garden. You'll see you can harvest them at any time. You can use them as green onions or the bulb for white onions, of course, also. We do have radishes here. These are spaced perfectly so you can let them grow. I think they take about 35 to 40 days to harvest, but we will have a calendar with a map of when things need to be harvested also. So here's more onions. This is another bed of lettuce. This is a royal red lettuce. This needs to be thinned also. It's very clumped, so we need to pull these apart a little bit. And then these little bits you can put in our compost bin over here, and I'll show you how that all works when we get there. Here's another bed of radishes. These are heirloom radishes. They're spaced a little closer together so we can thin those out just a bit. You probably want to leave about 2 inches between each radish. More onions. This is grass that needs to be pulled, so all of this can go. These are the radishes, but all of this can be weeded, and then leave the onions, or harvest them and take them home to eat. All right, our next bed. Here is dill. So you can take clippings of these. Whenever you harvest herbs, you can cut them down by half, which would be great. Here's some more of the grass that can be pulled out here. That's a weed. Our onions again. We have one basil plant right here. The most important things with herbs is you do not want them to flower because the taste of the herb deteriorates after it blooms, because the whole objective of a plant is to grow, flower, set seed, and then it dies. And some of these are annuals, so it's definitely important to cut the flowers off. So this is thyme. Please take cuttings of this when you're visiting the garden. these blooms, we could cut this back. This is oregano, same thing. Please cut and harvest and do not let it flower. If it is flowering, please cut it back by half, and you can compost all of these in our composter. Over here, we planted Cherokee wax bean. It's a bush bean. It's coming up right here. There's 3. We have markers that tell you exactly what's here. This is dill. This is basil. Some more basil all along here. We have tomatoes. Tomatoes need to stay in the cages, so try to keep, if they're starting to grow out here, gently put them back in the cage would be fabulous. These are all weeds around here, so you can definitely pull these out when you're gardening. All the plants, the best thing to do is water the soil around the plants, not necessarily the foliage, especially tomatoes. They will get white powdery mildew, could attract aphids more. It's very beneficial not to water the tomato plants themselves, but to water the soil along the end, or on the ground level. So these are all tomatoes. Here's some more weeds that need to be pulled. Now this next bed. Oh, and also my trusty cameraman Shallon can show these weeds on the path. These can be pulled also out of the mulch. That would be great. Here we have, these are a different type of pepper that should be coming up pretty soon. We seeded those. So 2 peppers here, dill. We have a daisy here, more onions. We can definitely harvest some onions, and like I said, they're walking onions. Look at this, they're growing on the mulch. We can harvest those, plus pick up any